Right, if it's Wednesday, it's all about the desk, folks. Now, very good evening, East Africa. Welcome to yet a brand new and also exciting week of the desk. Now, more than ever, I'm yours truly, Shadrach Shagaf Kisame. And you know, if it's Wednesday, it's all about the desk here on U24 television. And many thanks to all those who keep themselves glued onto the continent's leading intellectual platform, actually the highest platform for solution finding. You guessed right. I'm talking about none other than the desk. Now, we're broadcasting here at our home at Nile Avenue. I am talking Nakasero Hill, and you are at UBC headquarters. But guess what? You are watching U24 television. Now, today, if you are a girl child or a parent to a girl child, you better sit back, relax, better lean forward, or even stand up, because the lady in the chair, I tell you, now when we're talking about investment finance, she takes a front row seat at this with her company, Cents or 10 Cents Society. She'll get that right. But I'm talking about Audery Tumwine. Now, Audery Tumwine has centered her focal point when it comes to investment. Now, she's giving masterclasses everywhere, but she's going to be aiding our understanding through this discussion, and we talk about investment. But before we even dive into that, welcome to the show, Audery, and nice to be here with you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. And every opportunity I get to talk about money, talk about empowering women, it's such an amazing opportunity for me, because it's something I really love to do. So thank you for having me.
All right. So talking about Audery Tumwine, who is Audery Tumwine, before we even dive into where it all started with the finance?
Audery Tumwine is a mom to two beautiful
Really?
children. Yes, I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. I am married. I have been married 7 years now.
Give me that blessing. I receive.
Made be unto you.
I receive.
Yes. So what I do professionally, I am a financial advisor and a financial literacy trainer. I'm also the founder of Cents Society, which is a membership-based community that I have created specifically for women,
Right.
to empower them with not just financial knowledge, but the expert financial advice to help them navigate the challenges that they face in
Right.
today's financial environment. So I do that through master classes. I do that working one-on-one with different individuals. I do that through group coaching and through different trainings that we are asked to do as a business.
Right. So people who are watching you are wondering, okay, probably she looks like she just came from campus. Where does she get the training to train us, to give us master classes? So where does this investment journey begin?
Okay, my own journey started about 5 years ago. And many people get surprised when I tell them that I wasn't always good with managing my own money, despite being a financial professional, because that is my background. I am trained to be a financial consultant, but I still struggled to really implement the knowledge into real life.
Yeah.
So about 5 years ago, I was working very close to here, formerly employed in a 9-to-5. And at that time, I had a baby on the way,
Right.
but had no savings, no assets to my name. And that is when my life changed.
Right.
I knew I had to do something different if I was ever going to be responsible as a mom, as an adult. And that is when my journey started. So because I have walked this same path, I know exactly what the struggles are for the average Ugandan.
Yep.
I know that it's possible to work every day, go to work every day, get a paycheck every month,
Right,
and still live paycheck to paycheck. So for me, it's financial knowledge and expertise combined with the experience of walking this journey.
Right. So someone is watching you and they probably think, I'm only looking for a job. I want to get a job. I've been looking for a job ever since I left campus. It's been 7 years. And you're telling me, from the tone of your voice, a job is not something I should be looking for.
No, you definitely should look for a job. And there's nothing wrong with working. But why we have what society now looks at employment as maybe a waste of time,
Right.
because we have not seen many successful people. We've not seen many people build wealth out of a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
There are very few individuals, but the difference with those who actually do is that, first of all, they are financially literate, but also they have implemented the strategies that are outlined. For example, we hear a lot about save money, but what is the end goal
For saving.
money?
Right.
Because you could save money for a year and then Christmas season, the holidays are here.
You blow it.
Like, it's my money. Why am I suffering?
Yeah.
So we need more education about other avenues. For example, this month specifically, I want to really talk about investment because that is the goal of saving money. when you save your money, why are you putting it aside? But also, how can you grow it? Because putting your money in a bank account is not enough. Inflation will eat
Talk
into
to me.
it.
Talk to me. I need
always put your
all my money, even if it's 50K, it should go to the account.
Yeah, so it is good because you need to put it aside. So that is a good practice in itself, so that you're not eating everything that you earn.
Right, right.
But after you have saved money, then what?
Yeah.
Also, have you thought of other ways to save your money so that your 50,000 in the bank today is maybe 50,500 tomorrow, where it has earned some return? Yes, because when you're not doing that, then you're losing out potentially on returns that your money could make.
Right, right.
Also, when it comes to investment, there are so many options depending on us as individuals, what our goals are, what is the time frame, when do you want to access your money.
Right.
So the conversation about investment is a very detailed one,
right.
and it's one that I really want to start because we don't hear a lot of that. And I feel like as a society, we have got to a point where we understand the saving,
right.
but now we need to be educated more about the journey
after
that.
saving.
Yes.
Before we go for a quick break, you mentioned something really, really important, the aspect of building wealth. The difference between, in Uganda or in these societies that we live, we literally cannot categorically, differentiate between someone who just has money, someone who is liquid, and someone who is wealthy. Maybe before we go for a quick break, you want to throw some more light.
Okay, so when it comes to building wealth, it's going to be subjective, if I can say that. It's going to look different for many individuals.
Right.
But there are some aspects that have to be part of that journey for you to say, I am wealthy. And one of it is that you're not exchanging your time for money.
That's the key aspect.
Yeah. Whereby, even as I sit here and I'm on your show and you're interviewing me, somewhere I'm making money.
You're earning.
I don't have to be present for me to make that money, but I have built systems, I have invested money that earns me a return. I have set up a business that can run without me.
Right.
But it speaks mostly to passive income, but also for you to prepare for generations to come.
Yeah.
Many times when we are saving, we're thinking about the now, or maybe next year, or maybe to pay your landlord.
Yeah.
But we need to start thinking about 10 years from now. I have had some friends of mine say that in Africa, our legacy is leaving many number of children, while for the people in the other continents, they live generational wealth.
Yeah, every child comes with their blessing in Africa.
Yes. So in other countries, you could find a millionaire at 25 and they can trace back their wealth to their great-grandmother.
Correct.
So the aspect of building wealth is that we're not thinking just about ourselves, just about 2024, but I think about our grandchildren. What are we passing on to them?
But Audrey, is it also a cultural thing? Is it a mindset thing? Because you discover that most of those guys, even with the billionaires here in Uganda, most of them say the Indians, say the hand-picked families that we can trace, and there's a way that it's, I think, like, maybe their great-grandfathers and who have made the money, and then you discover it's not so much with our era. Is it that the guys of old, I don't know, had a certain kind of mindset? Is it, I'm trying to, put my finger on this point, but I never exhaust it.
Okay, the mindset shift is definitely important because our society has a lot of, we are not trained in the aspect of delayed gratification. So we want things now.
Microwave generation. Ooh.
Yes, we want things now. I need to show my friends I have a nice car now, because who will believe I have made it if I'm still...
But Audrey, I saw your car. I saw her car. Trust me, it's worth showing. Go. I parked next to her. And did you discover there was a line next to you, and then I went to the next line?
You didn't park in the line?
You discovered, because I didn't know you were the guest, but I was like, I can't park next to this guy. What if I might just scratch it?
Yes.
So
and you see that it's a real thing where we judge people based on what we see. If I showed up to I have seen different reactions where I walked into a room maybe to give a proposal, and I'm like, oh, the boss is not around. And then when I leave and maybe someone sees me maybe get into my car,
they're like,
they'll give me their card and say, let me follow up,
There's different attention.
So that in a way has made us just want to live in the moment because we need to show. We need to show we have arrived. However, it's not sustainable. If you have got to that point in your life where you can afford that kind of lifestyle, well and good. But if it's eating into your future, then it's not a good plan.
Right, Audrey, let's go for a quick break. But when we come back, we just have to now dive deeper into, you know, how now someone after investment, after saving,
money.
what exactly happens? Yeah, but let's go for a quick break, and then when we come back, we shall be continuing in this journey. But do not go away. I am coming back. All right, now we're still broadcasting here at our home at Nile Avenue. I'm talking Nakasero Hill UBC headquarters, but guess what? You're live on U24 television, and it's The Desk as usual. But follow us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Do that for Shadrach Kisame. And I tell you what, if you have not followed me on Facebook, you're too late. You have a minute before we dive back into the discussion. Just type in Shadrach Kisame, and you'll definitely be able to find everything The Desk right there. But also remember to follow U24 television for all your latest inspirational, motivational, but above all, educational content. Now we're still with Audery Tumwine, and we're discussing a lot to do with investment, financial literacy. And some of you do not want to hear these things, but I mean, the lady in the chair will inspire you, because she doesn't look like she's talking about finance, but guess what? That's what we are talking about. Is her sayings on social media?
It is. We are on Instagram, Hassan Society. I am also on Instagram, Audery Tumwine, and also on LinkedIn, Audery Tumwine.
But these things are for planned kids, really. Just Instagram and LinkedIn.
Yes.
TikTok. My people,
we are getting there.
TikTok, Facebook.
We are getting there. With time.
Yeah. So let's just talk about, before we dive into, you know, investment. Let's just talk about, even with the saving, the environment that someone, or a lady, or, you know, even a guy, our age bracket, the environment that you keep, the company that you keep, how does that affect your finance practice or your financial discipline?
So when it comes to the way we handle our money, there is something called the money mindset.
The money mindset.
Yes. So this comes from habits that we learned from our parents growing up. If you never saw your parents save money, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to ever save money.
Can you ever know?
Yeah, because you see at the dining table, there are conversations that your parents had. Maybe they are constantly fighting about no money, or you had things like, you think money grows on trees, there's never enough money, you can never start a successful business, all of those things. So even when you start a business, subconsciously, there are practices you will implement, and it will come true that the business will fail, because that's how you have been trained. Well, if you realize, many people come from a business-oriented family, they will constantly start successful businesses. Usually it's common for the Muslim society in Uganda, for example.
Why?
It's
true, because go down to Chikuva, go down to their kids, it's just Muslims.
Yeah, but it's nothing special, because they're Christians as well, just that for them it's more common that they have successfully implemented businesses. Even the friends I went to school with, during our Expo vacation, they'll go to their father's shop.
The shop, yes.
And they will be trained. So after university, they did not go to look for jobs. They went, started maybe a shop next to their father's, or became part of the family business. So even when it comes to money, you cannot outrun your money behaviors, and this goes back to the people you surround yourself with. If you're around people who will say investment, what if they steal your money? What if the insurance company closes? You're not going to invest. But if you come and talk to me and I guide you about how the law protects your investments, about how you can invest, how you can start as a beginner, then it's very likely that you're going to invest money.
Right there. Someone coming to talk to you, the importance of, you know, people coming to financial experts, financial consultants like yourself. Why do I need you?
You do, because like I have said, it is one thing to have information, because there's a lot of information right now. You can go to Google for anything. There's nothing I'm going to say here that's not on Google.
Yeah, I can just Google.
But as a financial expert, we have been trained on people behavior. We have been trained. We are like counselors. This is like therapy, financial therapy. where we identify what your challenges are, what solutions have we found to work from past clients. When you explain to us what your goals are, how can you get there, when can you get there. So that's where an expert comes in, that they're able to look outside of yourself and then give you advice.
Right, because I was talking to someone, I think they should have been on the desk, and then we were talking about, and then they were saying that, like entrepreneurs, for instance, it's more passion driven, business, and it's just passion, and sometimes they tend never to look at what really is affecting them, so they need someone from out. Is that something you're trying to talk about?
Yes, that's true. I actually work with a lot of business people, and when I'm talking about scaling a business, it's very difficult for them because this is their baby, make a side hustle, make a business. So they never think of it one day going into this big organization that someone is willing to invest in. So even when it comes to money, that's why many people are comfortable keeping their savings on the account, because they can look at it, they can reach it and access it anytime they want. But you need now to think outside of that, think of bigger goals. Apart from when 2024 has ended, what next? After saving your 1 million, what next? So you have to look at that bigger picture, and that's where our work as consultants comes in.
Now, right there, I want to find out at what point am I savings, am I investment worthy? Like, at what point am I ready to invest? Is it when I have 20 million on my account? Does my 2 million count? Does my 500K count?
Yeah, so that is one of the myths around investment. We think you have to have a certain amount of money. Investment is for the rich. Investment is for those who have gone to school and are very literate. But that is not true. You can start saving now. Any money that you put aside, you can actually grow it. We have very many avenues. I'll talk about one of the investment opportunities that is really out there and not relatable for many of the people in our society, which is the government bonds. So, but when you go on to understand, you realize that for just 100,000, you can buy a government bond.
Are those things real?
They are.
Like someone can just get them, like I get 1 million and then I have like several of them?
Yes. It's very, very doable. So how this works, I'll share a bit about that. The government sometimes needs money to fund its expenses, to be able to fund government projects, provide public services, construct roads, but they do not have enough in their coffers. So what they do is borrow money from the public, you and I, and they do this through issuing government bonds or treasury bills. The difference is in the period. So treasury bills are usually for a shorter period of time, 6 months, a year.
And then I get my money back?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then that also addresses where I mentioned you have to be very informed about how long you want to invest for. Because if it's a short-term goal, then don't go for a 5-year plan, because you won't access your money before then. So what they do this so that they can borrow money, but because with any borrowed funds, they have to earn an interest. So the government will pay you an interest, and you will know that rate as you're signing this agreement. So it could range from 12 to 16% depending, because it keeps fluctuating. And at the end of that period, you will have your principal that you invested with the interest. This is a very good opportunity for people, especially when you're starting out, because it is almost risk-free, because it is the government. It's not going anywhere.
Audery, I don't want the youths watching you to find you somewhere and stone you.
Because even if we change president, it is government of Uganda. And your argument is with the government of Uganda, so it is a good option. But there are also other options to invest. You can do still the same with, say, insurance companies. You have fund managers. I'm sure you've heard of Zeno. Everyone is saying Zeno. You've heard of UAP. So same thing. You invest your money at a certain interest rate, and then after that period, you get your money. We also have options like the unit trust, where even if you needed your money this month, it's about 2 days. You apply for a withdrawal and you get it. So for the people who are a bit scared about long-term commitment, there are so many other options that can work for you.
Before I go for a break, someone feels like they need to contact you. Do you have what? A website, an email address, phone number? How do they contact you?
Yes. So apart from my social media pages, which I have mentioned on Instagram and LinkedIn, Audery Tumwine, you can also reach out to me directly on 0775 96 2890. You can also send me an email at hassensociety@gmail.com and I'll be sure to respond.
Guys, strictly business.
Yes.
Guys. Audrey's been married 7 years.
Yes.
Should be strictly business. Let's go for a breather. The desk takes a break and the desk returns in a moment. All right, welcome back. Now, if you've just joined us, I'm afraid you've missed the first 2 insightful segments of this very lovely episode of The Desk. And I'm telling you, you have missed quite a lot because the lady in the chair, I tell you, she speaks as she knows it. She speaks as someone that has experience, not people who have watched things on TV and pocketed them. And now they are giving us things they are not sure about. Audery Tumwine, I'm telling you, we're having a good time here. And I'm telling you, if you follow some of these things, you could be a billionaire, you could be a millionaire. And I'm telling you, to dream is free, guys. Don't stop dreaming. People think dreaming is free. Build castles in the air. You never know. You never know. But you can follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. And remember, this show is going to be live on YouTube as well. So make sure to reach out for me in Shadrach Kisame YouTube everywhere. Shadrach Kisame The Desk everywhere, and you'll definitely be able to get this right here. Now we're in our last 10 minutes of The Desk with Audery Tumwine here. Now Audery, I'm knowledgeable you have an event or a masterclass that is coming up. Should be when? Later this month?
On the 24th of Feb.
Just next week. Next week. What exactly is happening? Why are we having more of these, but it's up close and personal? Paint a picture.
So every month inside Hassen Society, we have master classes, and for each one of them, we laser focus on one finance topic. So for the month of Feb, on Saturday, 24th Feb, at the Fairway Hotel at exactly 10 a.m. Yes, I'll be hosting an investment class. So if you have any questions about investment, if you wonder if investment is only for the rich, how much money do you need to invest? Where can you invest? How do you grow a passive income out of investments? I will be answering all of those questions. I have an expert from the CMA, which is the regulator for all of these different players in the finance industry, especially when it comes to investment. He will be there to answer all your questions, help you understand what is a stock, what is a share, what does it mean to buy shares on the stock exchange market, how do you choose the right investment. So it's going to be amazing. It doesn't matter if you have no prior knowledge about investment, about finances. We shall start from the basics and build up.
Is this free?
It's only 60,000 shillings.
Fairway 60K.
Yes.
Isn't this for planned kids?
No, it's very affordable. It's very affordable, and at the end of the class, we shall issue you a certificate of attendance so that you have that as part of your...
Amazing.
Yeah.
Audery, you know, government is the #1 stakeholder in everything. I'm wondering, how can government, influence and make better a space like yours, the investment space, okay, for the investors, but then also investment experts and also financial literacy experts. How can government make your job easy?
So the government could, the best step is honestly to fund our training programs. We have so many clients who cannot afford a financial consultant, which is why I started Hassen Society. So just a bit about Hassen Society. From my practice, I had clients who would schedule a consultation, and then it would be difficult for them to schedule the next one. And yet when you're working on your finances, it's like going to the gym. You don't go once and then walk out with a bomb body, right? So you constantly work on your finances. However, they could not afford to pay a consultant every time. So I started the society so that it's now annual membership, but at a very affordable fee. And
how much is that?
It's 350,000 a year.
A year, okay. What do you access with that?
So with that, we have a weekly strategy call where we address challenges that you experience during the week. We share tips on how you can make more money. And then I have made it very easy by providing templates that they can use. For example, if you've never done a budget before, I have done it for you, and you simply have to input your figures. So you earn 1 million, this is how much you pay for rent, and then it automatically does the rest of the work for you. I teach you how to track your savings. Inside the society, you assign an accountability partner, which is extremely important because on any journey, you need someone to hold you accountable.
Correct.
Otherwise, when it gets difficult, you're like, yeah, in fact, you know,
Yeah, like, yeah.
I'll try again next year.
Yeah.
So that is what we do in the society, constantly equipping our members with knowledge, expert advice, and the resources to just help them do better. And we have so many testimonies already.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, we have so many testimonies because what I teach actually works. Because like I said, I have experience having walked the same journey. So I'm not just giving you tips off of YouTube or of a financial book. I have actually lived this journey myself.
Right. So, you know, before we wind up the discussion, I want you to talk directly. You know, there's a girl watching you in Chibuli, Chikuba, Mutwe, Chanja, Nakawa, wherever they are, and they think, what does it take to be Audery?
One thing is that you have to believe in yourself and dream very wildly, very wildly. Do not let the world put you in any box, because anything is possible. But also, when life happens and you experience challenges, be sure to pick yourself up every time, because that's what I constantly do. I'm always figuring out my next move, and it doesn't matter how difficult it is, or if people tell me it's impossible. Actually, when you tell me it's impossible, I'm going to do it. So
you're triggered.
Yes,
Well,
I'm like, yeah, I can actually do it. So believe in yourself first, because sometimes no one will believe in you, and it's up to your belief in yourself to make things happen.
Amazing, amazing. I'm telling you, here at the desk, we leave when it's hot. But before we wind up this discussion, so there's so many girls, you know, just to comment about it. There's so many girls, people in our age bracket, the youth, and they think, you know, some would just, you know, I'd rather get a rich man, you know, get married. But but you can feel they have talents. I interact with so many girls, and I feel like, okay, if this one started probably a marketing thing, you know, if maybe they brought in products, but you can tell that's not where her mind is. What would you tell such a person who their end goal is get a rich guy, let them buy you a car, probably a nice apartment, and live a good life?
Yeah. First, there's nothing wrong with marrying rich.
Okay, we got that out finally.
There's nothing wrong with marrying rich, but do not let your dreams go. I personally believe you can have it all. You can thrive at your career, you can marry rich, if that is the path you want to take.
Right.
Because there is no honor in suffering, and that is why when someone is not serious with their finances, they're not being serious, because every time you do not plan ahead, every time you're not selfish with your well-being, then you're living your life up to the world, up to chance.
Up to chance.
So you need to think about what you can do very well, and then, because the world will actually give you what you think you deserve. So even in a relationship, do not leave your success or your ability to do a business to the other person. If anything, if right from the start, you're clear about what your career goals are, what you want to do, they will come on board and support you.
Amazing.
But for many of us, especially women, we feel like the two can't coexist, and we don't want to rub the other partner off like we are very aggressive or very, you know, like we are out there to get everything. So we prefer to just be like lie back and just let them provide. But that's also not sustainable, because you don't want to depend on the other person. We all want to work to be self-sufficient and be able to support each other.
Right. We've come to the end of the show, and we've had really a good time with Audery. Audery, maybe before I let you go, how they can contact you again, and then when and where the show, the masterclass is happening next week.